All right, guys. Hey, welcome to another day of talking about nutrition, one of my favorite ever. Um, with this unit, I want you to know if you have questions about what is good for you or what is not good for you, or want some suggestions on things that your family can do at home to make your meals just a little bit healthier, let me know. I would be happy to give you some information or talk you through some things that are good for you or not so good for you. When you're thinking about food in general, just to be honest with you, most of what you eat, probably 90% of what all of you are eating, is unhealthy. Anything that's coming from a fast food restaurant, minus very few salads from very few different places, is unhealthy. Most of it is processed and packaged, and not only is it adding a lot of fat and sugar, it is also adding a lot of chemicals to keep it fresh and ready to serve for prolonged periods of time, because that's how they make money. So that is not necessarily great food for you. Anything coming from a bag, chips, anything, cereal, 99% of the cereals are awful for you. Frosted Flakes, Lucky Charms, any sugary cereal like that, Captain Crunch, not good for you. So there is a lot of room for improvement in America's diet, and so if you do have questions or you want to talk through it more, just let me know. So that was how I wanted to start today, but we'll get more into the foods and more into this stuff in these next couple of days as we continue to talk about nutrition. All right, so today's warm-up, you are we're talking about My Plate today. So that's what we're going for. My Plate is a guide to help us eat a variety of healthy foods in recommended portions. In your notebook, I want you to just list the 5 USDA, and we talked about this yesterday, although it's not UNITES, it's United States Department of Agriculture. Yesterday I had it spelled wrong in our notes. So that is the actual United States Department of Agriculture is USDA. That's where you get that. And the food groups. So there's 5 main food groups. There's only 5. So if you know them, write them down in your notebook as your warm-up today. This has changed a lot in the last couple of years. It went from a pyramid, the food guide pyramid, to my pyramid, to now My Plate. And we've had that probably for 5 years or so. But in your lifetime, I think it's changed 3 different times. So My Plate is the newest recommendations. And it's a good recommendation. I find that it's easy to follow and it makes sense, and most of us can do what it's asking. So it's a good guideline, good recommendations for when you're planning your meals. So we're going to go through that today. Agriculture, in case you didn't know, is like farming. So that's why they're over our food. The United States Department of Agriculture is basically talking about how food is grown and farming practices and things like that. So that's where you get that USDA from for the agriculture. Okay, 5 main food groups. I hope you wrote them down. There's only 5. We're going to go through them and see if you got them right. All right, the first one, the one probably most of us think about most frequently, is carbohydrates, or the grain group. Okay, so grains or carbohydrates. This group provides energy for our bodies. So that is the purpose of the carbohydrate or the grain group. Some examples are breads, noodles, oatmeal, just regular oats, granola, rice, tortillas, crackers, pancakes. Okay, and that's all the examples that I have written down there. So the purpose of this group, one more time, is to provide energy for our bodies, and there you see some examples. So I just want to talk to you a little bit about the examples. So white bread is terrible for you, like literally flat out terrible for you. You could take it out of your diet and never eat white bread again in your life, and that would be the best thing. It's difficult to do. It is everywhere. Obviously, rolls when you go to restaurants, breadsticks, hamburger buns, hot dog buns, they're all pretty much made out of white bread. They're taking the flour, the whole wheat grains that they grow, and they are stripping it of all of its nutrients, and then they add some back in. But it's not healthy for you. They're adding sugar to it, which is not healthy for you. That's the empty calorie that we talked about yesterday. And it's not as filling for you as what a whole grain wheat bread would be. And this gets confusing because there's multigrain and there's wheat bread, but it's wheat bread, but it's not whole wheat bread. So there's a difference, and the packaging is meant to confuse you so that you'll buy the product that's on the shelf, and that is hard. And we're going to talk about ingredient labels tomorrow. But when you look at the back of an ingredient label, you need to look for the first ingredient being 100% whole wheat or 100% whole grain. Okay, that is letting you know that you're eating the healthy bread. And it's difficult to find that bread. They have some in most grocery stores, obviously in Whole Food stores and things like that, you'll see more. But the majority of bread that you see on the shelf is a white bread or a form of white bread. So you have to be really careful. And that goes for everything I put on this list: breads, the noodles, tortillas, crackers, pancakes. Those, to be healthy, to be truly healthy, like a regular pancake, it's not great for you. They need to be whole grain, whole wheat, 100% whole wheat. Okay, that is what you're looking for. That is the healthy bread, and they are normally the white in color. They are a little bit brown, or you can see like they have speckles kind of throughout the bread. That is what you're looking for. It's not a piece of Wonder Bread or Sunbeam or whatever kind of white bread out there that you're going to buy. It's definitely, and it has a different taste, and it's a little bit heavier or thicker of a bread. And the noodles are the same way. They are not like the off-whitish color. They're a brown color noodle, and they are a little bit thicker. They have a little bit different texture and a little bit different taste, but they're just as good. That's what we eat at my house. My kids don't really notice a difference. Of course, white bread and wheat bread, they do notice it. They like the white bread better, of course. But it's an easy switch. So it's something that can help make your diet a lot healthier if that's something that you're looking for. Crackers, not great for you. Crackers have a ton of extra fat, and they even add some sugar. But whole wheat crackers, much better. So that's something, you can even make your own crackers, which is kind of cool. Rice, it should be brown rice, not white rice. Granola, okay. Here is, I'm probably about to shatter your whole world. Granola bars are a sweet. They are not healthy for you. So you can't be like, ooh, I had a chocolate chip granola bar, I'm super healthy. It's like eating a candy bar, okay? Not healthy, not good for you. There are some, very few granola bars out there that would be considered healthy for you, but just because it's like, ooh, it's got dried cranberries and peanuts in it, still not healthy. Still like a candy bar, okay? So granola bars are quick and easy on-the-go snacks, but they're not super healthy. Even protein bars, depending on which ones you get, can be unhealthy. So you just have to be careful, and like I said, we'll talk more about the ingredients tomorrow. But that is the carbohydrate groups. You will hear people say, eat carbohydrates before a practice or before a game or before a big event, because they give you energy, and they do. That is the main purpose of carbohydrates, is to provide energy for your body. Okay, cereals also go into this group, but the sugary cereals are sweets. Those don't go into this group. Like anything that I mentioned at the beginning of this video, Frosted Flakes, Lucky Charms, Captain Crunch, any of those, Fruity Pebbles, any of those would not fit into this category. There would be some cereals that might fit into this category, like Bran Flakes or things like that, but majority of them are sweets and they don't fit into the grains category. You can't say I'm having a bowl of cereal that's on the food guide pyramid. It's a sweet. It's not in the food guide pyramid. All right, so our next one is proteins. Proteins build and repair muscles and tissues. Some examples are meat, eggs, seafood, nuts, seeds, and beans. So you're not just getting your protein from meat, although that is what people think of when they think of this group. Well, there are several other places: eggs, seafood, nuts, seeds, beans, that all fit into this protein category. And again, proteins build and repair muscles. So when you think about meat, obviously hamburger, steak, but also think of things like turkey, chicken, ham. those all fit into this category. And I was telling some of you yesterday that bacon has been considered a carcinogen, and a carcinogen is something that causes cancer. And it's true. I linked the article on the page yesterday, so if you want to go back and read one of those articles, you can Google it and find it also. All processed meats have been considered as dangerous for you as smoking, okay? So they're talking things like hot dogs, sausages, bacon. Those are all processed meats, and they are not good for you. They are unhealthy. So they are things that you want to shy away from. You can buy a healthier version of a hot dog. You can get like a turkey hot dog that's slightly better for you. You can get turkey bacon that's slightly better for you, but none of it is great for you. Okay, so you can kind of read through some of those articles. I'll maybe link a few more if you're interested in learning more about that. But they cause cancer. That's how bad they are for you. Like bacon's probably it is in the top 5 of worst foods for you. So I know you love bacon. We don't eat bacon in my house ever. Like literally never. I haven't eaten bacon in 25 years easily. My kids don't eat bacon at our house. Now at my parents' house or at my husband's parents' house, they do sometimes get their bacon, but it's few and far between. And that's what's important to know with food in general, is like moderation is key. So like you can have it sometimes, you just can't eat it every day. And sometimes you can't even eat it once a week. Like it's that unhealthy. So, but you know, 3 or 4 times a year, once a month, some of that like that's okay. You don't want to deprive yourself of the foods that you love most. So you can still enjoy them sometimes. It just can't be 3 times a week or 5 times a week or every single day. So, and that's true of like fast food. If you're eating fast food every single day, that's something you need to cut back on, okay? If you've never heard of the movie Super Size Me, you should look it up. Ask your parents before you watch it, though, because it can be a little bit adult, I guess. I might let my 6th grader watch it, but that's up to your parents. I don't know about that. So, but look it up. It's a really good movie and very informational as to what happens to your body when you're eating fast food every single day. Meats, anything fried chicken, and seafood is on here, fried catfish. We talked about this yesterday. You're putting it in the oil, it's sucking out all of the good stuff, and it's putting in all of the fats and oils. It's just adding a ton of cholesterol and saturated fat into your diet, which is clogging your arteries, causing heart attacks, causing strokes, causing hypertension, high blood pressure. You name it, it causes it. So you want to stay away from these fried meats as much as possible. Red meats like things that like steaks and hamburgers, things like that, can also cause high cholesterol. When you're picking a protein, you want to pick a protein from a leaner source, meaning like turkey and chicken come from lean birds that aren't huge. Pigs and cows, which is where pork and ground beef come from, are much fatter animals. So in their diet of fat, we're eating that animal. So the fat that they have in their body is the fat that's coming into our body. And that fat is saturated fat, and that is clogging our arteries. Okay? So you want to be very careful about the animal sources that you're choosing. There are people that eat no animal sources at all, and they rely on the other things, the nuts and the seeds, beans, eggs, to provide them with their protein. One of the best proteins you can get is a lean fish, so like salmon or herring or trout. Some of those fish sources are really good for you. Fried catfish, not on that list, okay, because it's fried. So eggs are a great source of protein. Beans, so baked beans, refried beans, pinto beans, black beans, kidney beans, all really good sources of protein. Nuts and seeds, peanuts, cashews are fantastic. Walnuts are fantastic. Almonds, fantastic. Seeds, sunflower seeds, that's probably the one that you see most. Sesame seeds are another one that you would see a lot of. All of the nuts and seeds, though, should be unsalted because adding that sodium is just not great for your body. All right, moving on. Fruits. Fruits is pretty easy because we all know what fruits are. So fruits provide our bodies with essential vitamins and minerals. Whole fruit, obviously, regular old fruit, frozen fruit pieces, dehydrated fruits, 100% whole fruit juice. Okay. essential vitamins and minerals. So when we talk about empty calories, fruits will never provide you with an empty calorie. They provide your body with essential vitamins and minerals that your body needs. And they can help hydrate you, because a lot of times they have the fruit juices that will help hydrate your body. Super good for you. You should eat at least, at minimum, one fruit every single day. It should be more, but a minimum. If you're not eating one fruit a day, you really need to make that a priority. Try to get that done. Fruit juice does not count. 100% whole fruit juice is a little bit better. Still not great. Still a lot of added sugar in there. So look for eating the regular whole fruit first. Apple, orange, whatever it is, watermelon, strawberries, grapefruits, kiwi. There's millions of fruits to choose from, and they're all wonderful. So if you've never tried it, try it. You might love it. Pineapple, fantastic. The fruit that you get in the little fruit cups that is coated in that heavy syrup, not great. Not awful. Could be a lot better. I would drain off that liquid and then eat the fruit, okay? Because that liquid is just straight syrup. It's the corn syrup that we talked about yesterday as a different name for your things. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm getting interrupted again, and I'll be right back.